In Nigeria, people don't just disagree with you, they become personally offended by your existence, your religion, your lifestyle, even your clothes. Somehow, everyone believes there is one correct way to live. And if you step outside of it, society start acting like you owe them an explanation. Today, we're talking about religion, the child-free conversation, the alte community, why Nigerians struggle so much with difference. Hi guys, welcome back to Sincerely Me. In the last episode, we unpacked control and entitlement in the Nigerian society, and oh boy, did that episode stir up comments. Not that I'm complaining, your anger, your agreement, your opinion, everything that's kept the conversation going, chef's kiss. I love it. Let's keep it rolling. If there's one thing that last episode taught me, is that Nigerians are somewhat uncomfortable with people who choose differently. So today, instead of running away from that conversation, we are going deeper. This isn't about forcing agreement. It's about asking, why does someone else's lifestyle feel like a personal attack to people? Let's get into it. Hi, Sincerely Me. Hi. I really love the new direction this new era is taking us to. Clock it. I grew up in a very religious household, church multiple times a week, prayer meetings, strict rules, and the whole thing. But as I got older, I started questioning things privately. Not because I hate religion, but because I wanted to understand what I actually believed for myself. The problem started when I stopped performing religion the way my family expected. Suddenly, everything became, oh, you've changed. Who are your friends? This social media is influencing you. Tell me about it. My mom once cried because I missed the video. I still believe in God. I just don't believe faith should feel like fear and constant performance. But in Nigeria, once you stop looking religious publicly, people automatically think you've become evil. Genuinely, I'm still figuring it out. Message, I think it's all about the construction, and it's kind of like a breath of fresh air to see a lot of people going through that journey now. Growing up, we had people basically tell us how to be religious, how to have a relationship with God, how to believe in God, how to have faith, how to basically do everything when it comes to religion. And now we have people asking questions. Do I actually want this? Oh, should it be done this way? Oh, can't I try this other way? Oh, can't I do this? I actually believe in this, or have I been told all my life that this is what I should believe in? Personally, I don't see anything wrong in asking questions when it comes to religion, but there is just this way that the Nigerian society looks at you the moment you start asking questions about religion, like you are pure evil. Is it that big of a deal? They look at you like, you've lost your way. Like, even, they don't want you to associate with their children. They don't want you around them in certain spaces. They tell you, oh, don't bring that mindset to this kind of gathering. We don't want that around here. And genuinely, is the whole point of existence and being human not asking questions and, using your free will to have a choice? If you're going to treat religion like, oh, you have a choice, and then I use that choice to ask questions, and then you look at me like I'm doing the most, then do I really have a choice? I don't know. The construction, I said, is a breath of fresh air, because a lot of people, I see young people, the millennials, the Gen Zs, I see them asking questions online, and I'm like, yes. Because low-key, like me myself started asking questions about Christianity and religion as I knew it while growing up. Or in the Nigerian society, the moment you ask a question, the moment you question a pastor that is, mind you, human like you, the moment you question a religious leader, a leader of a religious institution, yes, I said institution, the moment you ask questions about those people, their deeds, their, what they do, what they don't do, they look at you like, how dare you question the one called by God? How dare you? And I'm like, bruh, he's human. They are human. I'm human. I mean, I genuinely do not know. Is it wrong? Let me know. Is it wrong to ask questions when it comes to religion? And are you either secretly or openly deconstructing? I need to know your thoughts. How do you go about deconstruction? Is there like a handbook to it? How did people react to you asking certain questions about religion, regardless of what religion you practice? And how are you facing that if you are deconstructing? If you're not deconstructing and you have seen people around you deconstruct, how does that make you feel? Do you feel like they are evil? Do you feel like they are like a bad influence on your spiritual growth? And why did you feel that way? I genuinely want to know. Moving on. Sincerely me, hi. I'm a woman in my late 20s and I genuinely do not want children. Oh boy. Someone not because I hate kids, not because I'm bitter. I just don't feel called to motherhood the way society expects women to. But every time I say this, people react like I confessed to murder. Been there. You change your mind. Who will take care of you when you are old? That's selfish. Even strangers argue with me about my own will. Tell me about it. The funniest part is that some of the people pressuring others to have children are very visibly unhappy parents themselves. I just wish Nigerians understood that parenthood should be intentional, not compulsory. Now, Nigerians, more people need to understand that parenting should be done intentionally. And the moment someone says, I do not think I want to go down this path, it's not the end of the world. Trust me, we are not going on the brink of extinction because 20 women decide to be child-free. I went on a show last year talking about being child-free and all of that, and the amount of backlash I received for airing my opinions on being child-free and, and people who make their decisions, my loud support for them. It was really, really scary because a lot of people in comments came at me saying, oh, they are going to change their mind, they don't know anything. Would you have this opinion if your parents had you? Nah, because that was their decision to make, their decision to have a child. I wonder how the world would be if people, when you tell people like, oh, I want to be a mother, if they look at you and say, you're going to change your mind, oh no, you're too young to make such a decision, blah, 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 blah. Right? Sounds somehow, right? But why do people use these exact terms when women come out and say they want to be child-free? Or when they see men or guys who say, you know what, I want to get a vasectomy, even though that one is very, very rare. I love to see it though, it's like a breath of fresh air. But when ladies and women come out and say, I do not want to have children, I do not want to have children. It is their decision to make. It is their womb to utilize. Their decision, their life. But for some reason, it just ruffles people's feathers. Why? I don't know. If you have a problem with people who are child-free, I genuinely want to hear from you. If this is something, if there's a reason, let us see the light with you, the light that we are not seeing. Let us see that light with you, because I genuinely do not understand the anger, the hate, and that child-free people get in today's society. I feel like a lot of that just falls on the societal expectations that the Nigerian society has of its people. There's this kind of template that you're expected to follow. You go to secondary school, you write JAMB and WAEC, you go to uni, you graduate, you serve, you get a job, you marry, you have kids. Continue. Your children continue the cycle. So the moment someone comes out of that matrix and that cycle and says, I don't want it to go that way for me, it's like it's the end of the world. Guys, I'm saying this again, trust me, 20 women, 100 women, 1,000 women coming out to say they want to be child-free is not going to lead to the extinction of humans. Like, can we count down on the hate and the anger that child-free people receive? I genuinely understand this person because it's a lot. But then again, if you're someone who is anti-child-free, then I want to hear from you. I'm all about open criticism, hearing from other sides of the story. I want to hear you. I want to hear what you think about these things, genuinely, because, it helps us to reflect and think about our decisions and our choices. But at the same time, I feel like Nigerians need to respect people's decisions more when they come outside to say, this is the way I've chosen to live my life. This is the decision I have made concerning my life and my future. Nigerians need to respect adults' decisions more. They just need to learn to respect it more, because I don't see people criticizing young girls who say, oh, I want to be a mother, motherhood has always been my dream, I can't wait to be a mom. I don't see people telling them, Oh, you're going to change your mind. After the decision you're making is the wrong one. You're going to regret it one day. Oh, I can't wait till you are 40. You are alone. You are sad. You are this. You are. I don't see people telling them all of that. So why should the opposite, decision warrant such reactions from people? Like, I mean, it's all about choice. And I think Nigerians have a problem with respecting other people's choices. Moving on. Hello, sincerely me. I know this opinion is unpopular. I just read this one and I'm like, I know this opinion is unpopular, but I honestly believe the rise of child-free culture is part of society becoming too individualistic. I have to sit up for this one. Everybody wants freedom now, nobody wants sacrifice. Raising children is difficult, yes, but that's part of building family and community. I think social media has made people romanticize self-focused living too much. Sometimes I wonder if people genuinely don't want kids or they're just afraid of responsibility. Genuinely, I'm just saying. Love it. I didn't even see this. I didn't see this before I made all the comments I made in the previous mail, but I love this. I absolutely love this. Now, let's dive into it. The comments about being selfish, escaping responsibility, into individualistic and self-absorbed are terms that have been used to categorize and regard child-free women for the longest of time. But why? Now I get your fears and your thoughts on them being too selfish, they're escaping responsibility and all of that. But aren't people allowed to choose? I feel like that's like the one thing that will always stick out for me when it comes to topics like this. Choice. Someone bringing a child into this world is their choice to make. Someone not bringing a child into this world is their choice to make. And you calling people selfish because of their choice and because that choice is different from what you expect from them. What does that say about you? You say they are running away from responsibilities. The average Nigerian youth that I know, majority of my friends, they work 2 to 3 jobs. Please tell me what is more responsible than that? And I feel like a lot of people just genuinely want to pick their battles, and they have realized that this is one battle that I would do away with. I would love to do away with. What's so wrong in that? Would you rather someone be a bad mother or a bad parent, or not be a mother at all, or you just want this person to just bring a child to this world to just fulfill all righteousness without caring how they are going to raise that child, whether to become a good or a bad person, or without caring the effect of them later in life regretting that choice, the kind of effect it's going to have on that child. How do you think a child is going to feel if the mom looks at them straight dead in the eye and says, I regret having you? That could have been avoided if the woman did not have that child. Do you ever think about the emotional strain it's going to have on children when the parent genuinely do not want to have that child, but because of circumstances or because of pressure and expectations? But then again, what do I know? Let's hear from you. Do you genuinely think that being child-free is selfish? And why? Let's unpack. Now, moving on from the child-free conversation, I was really, really open to hear from someone from the alte community, and guess what? I got a mail and I was like, yes, I'm going to speak about this in this episode. So let's get into it. Hi there, hi. I'm part of the alte community, and honestly, existing in Nigeria can feel exhausting. The moment you dye your hair, wear piercings, dress differently, or look unconventional, people assume things about your character immediately. Being called irresponsible, unserious, wayward, even demonic. Ha! Nigerians. And the crazy thing is, I'm literally just creative. Nigerians are so uncomfortable with individuality. People claim they want originality, but punish anybody who doesn't look normal. I'm just tired of explaining myself. Yes, like I said before, Nigerians think that, a lot of Nigerians believe that there should be a handbook or a standard to our lives, to how people live their lives. So they expect a certain form of expression or lifestyle from you. And anything different from that is like, like, what the hell is wrong with you? And genuinely, you're just expressing yourselves. And the alte community on its own is something that is growing so large these days. It's common among the young people, yes, but it's growing so large because a lot of people want to express themselves from, the way they, act, the way they talk, the way they dress, the way their hair looks, the way everything. Most young Nigerian out there is a creative, and what is so bad is that Nigerians want. I feel like a lot of these things have become problems because people expect conformity and not originality. The other time, the last meal, the person talked about people being too self-absorbed, and there's this wave of individuality. Is that such a bad thing that people are beginning to look inward and ask questions about who am I? Who do I want to be? Is that such a bad thing that people are beginning to try to have personalities instead of just acting the way society expects them to act? Now, this is not regarding crime and being like genuinely bad people. I'm talking about in forms of expression, their dressing, their hair, their look, their face, their decisions when it comes to how they choose to live their life or the path they want their lives to follow. Some parents still have a problem with their child, saying, mom, dad, I want to go and work in the creative industry instead of working like a regular 9 to 5. That is still like a major problem in today's society for some people because they just expect you to just follow a certain pattern. And I get it, that pattern worked for you. We appreciate you for that. But times have changed. What the job market expects from young people these days is creativity, originality, individuality, and that is going to show sometimes even in your appearance. Is that such a bad thing? We're just trying to make ends meet, really. We're trying to find out who we are. Get with the times. It's not that hard. I love to hear from the alte community. Like, they're just a breath of fresh air. And to those people who always make fun of the alte community, oh my god, they always look like mad people. I can bet that you have dressed in a certain alte way at least once in your life. You see that streetwear that you people wear when you go for parties and raves and tenski? You see that streetwear that you wear, that baggy jean that you're wearing, and that's alte. What does alte mean? Alternative fashion. Do your research and maybe stop acting, judgy next time you see someone dressed in an alternative way, okay? Moving on. Telling me, I understand individuality, but I also think some people intentionally push boundaries and then act shocked when society reacts. Okay, pushing the boundaries. Not every criticism is oppression. Sometimes people genuinely believe certain things are inappropriate culturally. I think the problem now is that everybody wants acceptance without understanding that communities naturally have standards. I get you. But then again, what do we define as a standard? Last episode we talked about morality and dressing and all of that. But if you want to go down that lane of talking about the cultural standard, is decency is what you term as decency, was it a standard? A lot of people say that the Westerners have played a very, very huge role in shaping the way young people these days see life, and that's different from what our tradition is. We're slowly straying away from tradition and culture and all of that. But when we talk about culture and tradition, I feel like people like to pick the parts of the Western influence that works with them and then criticize the person that picked a different side of it. Because at the end of the day, every Nigerian at one point or another have been influenced by the Westerners, and we have enjoyed that influence. But we like to pick, we like to handpick. There's this thing I was saying, sinners judging sinners for sinning differently. I mean, something along the lines of that. I feel like you get the point. And the more I think about it these days, I've realized that the issue isn't necessarily about disagreements. It's just that Nigerians tend to treat difference like disrespect. Before I go, I'm going to leave you with this. Don't have to agree with everybody's choices. People deserve the freedom to exist without constantly defending themselves. Difference doesn't always mean dangerous. Like I said before, get with the times. Thank you for watching. It's been fun shooting this video. I hope you have as much fun watching it. As always, I'm looking forward to your comments, your thoughts on every single meal that was read. In case you have something troubling you that you'd like to share, or just your opinion or your worldview on certain things, do me the honors. sincerelyme468 at gmail.com, sincerelyme468 on Instagram, and sincerelyme on YouTube. Don't forget to pen down those thoughts, those comments. I want to see it. Send the mail, send a DM on Instagram, write that comment right there on YouTube. I'll be so happy to hear from you. I don't care if you have like a contrary opinion or like a different stance on it. All thoughts are welcome. Okay, this is Sincerely Me. My name is Darren. It's been fun. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment, you know, all the this in Nigeria did not happen to me today while I was shooting this video. So I hope you enjoy it. As always, I'll see you next time. Ciao, Bella.